departments and agencies continue to present and defend their estimates for 2016 fiscal year. Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare again solicits the support of women for the present administration. Plus, Nigerian Guild of Editors expresses satisfaction over the federal government fight against corruption. Details in just a moment. A very good morning to you and thanks for joining us. My name is Augusta Isien. More ministries, the extra ministerial departments and agencies have appeared before the 2016 Budget Defense Committee to defend their proposals for the fiscal year. A report put together by Yaino Paul indicates that the Deputy Governor's Office was among departments that appeared before the Budget Committee. Her report.
By the Office of the Deputy Governor, the State Auditor General and the Assembly Service Commission were called in for their presentation. The leader of the Deputy Governor's Office team, Sylvia Ekbo, who is the permanent secretary in the office, raised an issue of grading centers for cocoa to be functional in order to boost revenue generation. The permanent secretary, State Budget Office, Pastor Nicholas Ekarika, tasked agencies to look for means of generating revenue, stressing that is what makes the 2016 budget different from others. Next on line was the Office of the Auditor General for Local Government, which Pastor Nicholas Ekarika noted that some local governments have not prepared the 2015 budget till date and wondered how they are operating without budget. In the case of General Service Office and the Millennium Development Goals led by their permanent secretary and senior special assistants, issues of domicile accounts, restructuring of government machineries, sales of certificates of origin, and record of service came to the floor. The senior special assistant to the governor on Millennium Development Goals, Mr. Nefiok Thompson, later spoke on the change of name of the agency from Millennium Development Goals to Sustainable Development Goals, which he said will take over in September this year across the globe.
Is transiting to Sustainable Development Goals.
Here in the state?
Not in the state.
Okay.
Across the country. The SDGs, when they are, moving ahead from where we are in terms of millennium development. The millennium development has 8 key areas, which are focused on basic education, infant mortality, things regarding education.
Ministry of Information and Communication, which was led by the Permanent Secretary, Mr. Oliver Udokbo, ended the hearing for Thursday. The committee made reference to the registration of private newspapers placed at 50,000 naira per medium as a source of revenue generation for the ministry.
The issue of registration as part of the appropriation law, that in the budget 2015, there is an item that talks about registration of private newspaper, and reminding them that if they don't do it, they will also go to revenue costs.
Another issue of concern for the ministry's estimate was revitalizing of the government's printing press and staff strength, which the committee promised to look into. The permanent secretary, Pastor Nicholas Ekarika, on behalf of the committee, expressed gratitude to ministries and agencies for the turnout. He spoke on ways that governments could realize its revenue in 2016.
I want to assure the Bible people that will come out with the budget that His Excellency will be proud of to present to the House of Assembly. And when that budget is presented, it will be to the benefit of the entire states.
Representatives of some of the agencies which defended their estimate said there is no cause for alarm.
It's very okay.
So far, about 20 ministries, agencies, and departments have defended their 2016 budget estimate, and more is expected to follow suit in the remaining days.
from the State Budget Office, Iyagino 443.
Women in the state have been enjoined to eschew gossiping and muscling, as these are capable of tarnishing relationships. They have also been advised to exhibit virtues and conduct which could engender love, unity, and togetherness. The Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Dr. Gloria Det, gave the advice during a meeting with the state executive members of the Market Women Frontline Group in her office. While emphasizing the virtue of love as an integral element of a successful society, Dr. Det charged the women to be humble, submissive, and obedient to their constituted authorities. Dr. Det, while reiterating the need for women to be disciplined as well as have self-control, drummed up support for the present administration.
Excellency Mrs. Mata Udobimando. So I am appealing, I am free to market women, and I support the name of His Excellency Mr. Udom Gabriel Emmanuel. I am pleading that in my back association, any association of no way,
also speaking, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Mrs. Cecilia Yang, who also emphasized humility, texted the women to always ensure that they command respect in all of their lives outings and solicited prayers for leaders at all levels.
Men say prayer, say tikara, you expect me for this leading groups. I did bear me ban Monkona he behave. Abana can need rumbo. Now group maybe can it bear me ban like me bully them. K I want to move on some me ban I can do.
The president of Market Women Frontline Group, Obanwan Grace Bassi, represented by the Vice President Obanwan Magdalene Udom, expressed appreciation to the Governor, Mr. Udom Gabriel Emmanuel, for reappointing Dr. Det into the State Executive Council. While pledging her group's support to the present administration in the state, she appreciated the Commissioner for her advice, which she said will help to shape their lives for the better.
Now if you support a canyon digging your who come at it, Kajiri we go with you, who not kill. Mambo, let the forward that you don't consider. Now for so we call you and train. See, go and get a telecoba, catch it, even over any town.
Women organizations have been urged to continue to support the administration of Governor Udom Emmanuel to enable it to take the state to the next level. The Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Dr. Gloria Det, made the plea when she hosted PDP women leaders from the 31 local government areas of the state. Etienne Oibara filed on this report as read from our studios.
The Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Dr. Gloria Det, who is hosting different women groups and organizations, said the meeting with the PDP women leaders was to exchange ideas. The Commissioner acknowledged the contributions of women to the success of the Udom administration, but called on them to be consistent in their support. Dr. Det appealed to the women to work together in their different local government areas, assuring them that his ministry will carry them along in its scheme of things.
So another thing I want to encourage us to do, to live by example. If you are a leader, you have to live by example. There are certain things that leaders are expected to do. If you are a leader, no matter what you have heard, no matter what you have seen, you are not supposed to talk carelessly.
The PDP state women leader, Mrs. Gloria Fion, on behalf of the women, appreciated the Commissioner for interacting with them and congratulated her on her reappointment. Describing themselves as very committed and faithful supporters of the party, Mrs. Effiong noted that PDP has already made women proud by empowering them and giving them a sense of belonging. She said that the immediate past administration would not be forgotten in a worry, as it raised women to limelight, promising to extend the same support to the Udom administration.
Support incumbent, mandatory, obligatory on us to support our party. Because if we support our party, we are supporting our government, supporting the priority. So, mandatory on us to do that. And we cannot debate it. All this one will be doing it. Because this party has really made me to be very proud.
The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Mrs. Cecilia Yang, said no government can succeed without the positive contributions of women, and lauded the PDP women leaders for putting on formidable structure in place. In a related development, the women wing of the Oil Farmers Association of Nigeria, AFAN, has visited the Commissioner for Women Affairs, during which she charged them to key into the vision of Udom's administration to make Akwa Ibom a major agricultural hub in Nigeria.
Of course, if you listen to the governor, agriculture is one of the values. That shows that he values agriculture, and that shows how important you are to this government and this state.
The state women representative of the Oil Farmers Association of Nigeria, Lady Alice Umar, said they were in the ministry to congratulate Dr. Gloria Date on her reappointment and to intimate her of the group's determination to support government's programs in agriculture. This, she said, is to assist the state to become a leading food producer in the country.
We, the entire women farmers, are ready to support his administration to the end of his tenure. Honorable Commissioner, AFAN women were very happy over your second term in office. May we therefore congratulate you and appreciate your love for our group.
GIEGO, a Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation founded non-governmental organization undertaking acceleration scale-up implants project, has been described as a meticulous organization. The Commissioner for Health, Dr. Dominic Ukbong, made the remarks at an event to mark the dissemination of lessons learned and best family planning practice by GIEGO in Uyo. Samuel Ayara reports.
Those were the voices of jubilant service providers and beneficiaries of the accelerated scale-up of implants who converged at the State Civil Service Auditorium to evaluate the successes recorded by GIEGO, an affiliate of Johns Hopkins University, in areas of family planning through the long-acting reversible contraceptives, LAC. Declaring the event open, the Commissioner for Health, Dr. Dominic Ukbong, lauded the initiative of the organization on the choice of Akwa Ibom as one of the two beneficiary states in the country. The Commissioner, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary, Mrs. Stella Uswa, said the state was open to more partnership from the organization to promote quality medical care for its citizenry. He reiterated the need for reduced maternal morbidity and mortality in the state through sensitization, while advocating that trained service providers should be responsive in discharging their duties.
We informed choice, communities of life, and infection control, including self-implant removal services. It is also worthy of note that over the past years, this project has built the capacity of our family planning providers on long-lasting reversible contraceptives, integrated supportive supervision, quality services, and use of smartphones for data transmission.
the Deputy Country Director of JPIGO promised to re-strategize and continue operation in the state in appreciation of the peaceful environment and benevolence of the state government in providing the organization with free office amid several supports.
So these non-active methods are very, very useful. They serve as an alternative so that people can have choice. So you are giving them this area of choice and they can make an informed decision and make the choice that they so desire.
At the technical sessions, different resource persons including Bright Oji and Mrs. Basi Akwan took time to highlight the successes achieved by JPIGO in different areas of providing and expanding access to long-acting reversible contraceptive usage. The event witnessed recognition and presentation of certificates to high-performing facilities and service providers, while beneficiaries of the contraceptives initiatives were full of praises to JPIGO. Guests including the immediate past Acting Director General of AKBC, Mrs. Elsie Udofia, lauded feats attained by the NGO in facilitating access to quality safe-birth, spacing and family planning practice.
A testimony to the good work that JPIGO has done, and I want to also congratulate the state for giving a safe environment, enabling environment for organizations like this to come and work in Akwa Ibom State. This is a very good testimony and I'm happy to be part of it.
Health organizations and NGOs such as Clinton Health Access Initiative, John Snow Incorporated, and others in their goodwill messages also commended JPIGO's commitment to quality health care. Samuel Ayara reporting.
It's AKBC 45 News at dawn. You're just joining us. We told you earlier that ministries, departments and agencies have continued to present and defend their estimates for 2016 fiscal year. We also said that Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare has continued to solicit the support of women for the present administration. We have more news for you after the break. Stay on with us.
We are a threatened generation, stalked in the consciousness of militarization. Failure to debrief our citizens leads to impunity on the part of leadership. The greatest office is neither that of the executive nor the legislature, but the citizens. Democracy returns power to the people. State of the nation, updating your political consciousness for political relevance and proper integration.
Welcome back. The Standing Committee of the Nigerian Guild of Editors, NGE, rose from a meeting last week in Sokoto with a commendation for the federal government and its current fight against corruption in Nigeria. In a 7-point communique at the end of the meeting, the Guild commended government efforts to recover the country's stolen money stashed mostly abroad and advised that these efforts should be sustained based on the rules of law. The Guild noted that it was worried by the instability of the exchange rates of the Naira and urged the Central Bank of Nigeria to formulate and implement policy measures geared towards stabilizing the exchange rates. The Nigerian Guild of Editors also deployed the raging wave of crime in the country, especially armed robbery, and urged relevant security agencies to rise to the occasion to safeguard lives and property. It also drew the attention of the federal government to the rising unemployment in Nigeria and appealed to it to make job creation a priority, while noting with concern the hardship being experienced by some journalists in the country due to irregular payments and poor condition of service. It urged media owners to urgently address the issue. The Standing Committee also unanimously expressed confidence in the acting president, Malam Garibuddin Mohammed, and pledged to ensure a smooth transition in line with the tradition of continuity which the Nigerian Guild of Editors is known for. The communique, which was signed by the acting president Garba Muhammad and General Secretary Victoria Ibanga, was grateful to the government and people of Sokoto State for hosting the standing committee during its two-day meeting. The Udom Emmanuel 1 million job free skills acquisition and small business training, organized by a community development group for Akwa Ibom people, has commenced in Uyo. The skills acquisition program, according to the state coordinator, Prince Imoime, is to complement the state government's efforts in making Akwa Ibom state youths self-reliant. Livingstone Daniel reports that the skills acquisition training is taking place at Ofort Central Primary School, Abak Road, Uyo. The report is here presented.
KBC 45 News arrived at Ofort Central Primary School, Uyo. Venue of the training at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Students were already in classes taking lectures.
Right now, one of the students is trying to take the company name, our company name is Futabas Computer Services that was given to her.
However, AKBC understands that the students were divided according to the skills they intend to acquire. These include beads and hat making, wire works, catering and hotel management, driving, as well as event management. Others are interior decoration, printing of recharge cards, and other chemical production, computer appreciation, computer engineering, makeup arts, sound engineering, feed production, acting and film production. Also available are marketing, camera operation, tailoring and welding. A practical training session for those to be trained as drivers are undertaken. The state coordinator of Udom Emmanuel 1 million job program, Prince Imo Ime, said this decision to float the skill acquisition program is to get youth out of the streets to be trained in order for them to be useful to the society. Prince Ime noted that with the program, he will be able to contribute his quota to the development of the state, noting that government alone cannot do all. He noted that he is not in the scheme for personal gains, but to help banish unemployment to the state and assure the people that his organization, Community Development Group, will undertake the training in the other 30 local government areas of the state. Imo Ime, however, appealed to the state government to assist the group so that upon graduation, trainees will be empowered with cash or equipment to set up their businesses.
Governance is a collective effort. Collectively, we change Akwa Ibom State. So that is the need and the reason for this program.
Some of the trainees expressed appreciation to the Community Development Group for organizing the training and appealed to the state government for the empowerment.
Never one day inside the steering before, but because of 1 million job, I've been able to drive. Because I really appreciate the organizers of this program, and I pray God to bless them. They have enlightened people in so many skills.
Residents of Ifatai community along Garom Road, Uyo, have appealed to the state government and its relevant agencies to come to their aid. The community, which has been thrown into darkness occasioned by a faulty electricity transformer, explained that the appeal has become necessary because attempts to draw the attention of the Port Harcourt Electricity Distribution Company to their plight has not yielded fruit since the transformer broke down in February this year. Our correspondent who visited the area reports that those hard hit by the problem are artisans and those who run their businesses using electricity. They complained that the cost of running generating sets for their businesses was astronomical, since premium motor spirit, popularly called petrol, goes for 110 naira per litre. Some residents and indigents of the area, including Mr. Ifyong Sien and Jokonitref Ikpeong, spoke with AKBC 45 News.
It's true that the community of Ibadan has no light for over 5 months now, particularly the section that covers the airport route, Back route and the Ipaikorogun route. We have tried, but we cannot on our own afford the light, since the transformer that we have had has broken down and no replacement. It is just now our request that the government of Akwa State or any agency that can come to our help should help replace the transformer by giving us a new one, like 500 games, so that the community can benefit from the dividends of democracy.
And give the government what he said, may I can provide the transformer. Well, the government is available 300 games. So now we look at 500 gold is the guy in the Gamana, Pulsoramana, and the long term of the and so many people are using because it might fully consume current.
Others who spoke off camera explained that the absence of electricity supply from February till date has rendered them useless, as there are cut-off of happenings in the society. Mr. Niekon, one of the residents, said he and other concerned indigents and residents have done everything to ensure the restoration of electricity supply, but to no avail. He joined others to appeal to the state government to assist the Fatai community by restoring power supply to the area to make life more meaningful. Arrangements have been concluded for the hosting of winners of the just concluded 14th edition of the AKS NNPL MPN Schools Athletics Championship in a 2-week training program in Uyo. Speaking on AKBC Sports Program Midweek Sports, the organizer and FIFA committee member Mr. Paul Bassi said that athletes who won in the first, second, third and fourth positions in their various sports have been invited to attend the program, which is tagged Holiday Camp. Shedding more light on the number of participants, Mr. Bassi said that 200 athletes selected from the 14th NNPC MPN Schools Athletics, including people who achieved impressive times and records in the track and field events, are involved. The event consultant said top-class coaches, including Professor Guluyi, Solomon Agbari, Kane Oguluchi, Emilia Adet, Gabriel Okun, George Agbadumi, and Utrofon Kanta were among those to train the athletes in current athletics. He called on the athletes to turn up at Lutheran High School Ogoridam from 2 p.m. this Sunday for registration and accommodation, noting that everything has been put in place to enliven their 2 weeks stay.
That we should take the proposal to see whether we can train them. We brought 7 national coaches and they exploded. Because when you win at grassroots level, you have to be taught the techniques of the sport, which makes you a better runner or a better jumper or a better thrower. And we did that and it was very successful. We came back in 2014, we discovered again, now in 2015 we want to now train again. 200 athletes will be trained from next week.
Mr. Paul Bassi said the athletes will be using the Akpabio International Stadium for their training each day, explained that facilities available at the stadium for track and field sports were just fitting. He commended Mobile Producing Nigeria for continuing to help identify and train athletes for the state and country. Just a quick reminder that you can also watch AKBC TV News online by logging onto akbconline.org or follow us on Twitter at AKBC45Rio or on Facebook at AKBC Channel 45. Before we go, we take another look at the top stories. Women organizations have been urged to continue to support the administration of Governor Odomi Meno to enable it take the state to the next level. The Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Dr. Gloria Detmebekli, when she hosted PDP women leaders from the 31 local government areas of the state. That's a package. Do remember to join us at 12 for another outing.